Today I want to tell you about an interesting neighborhood in the resort town of Bavaro. Those who have often visited Punta Cana and stayed at all-inclusive hotels are probably familiar with Bavaro, since there are many hotels here that operate on an all-inclusive basis. Bavaro is part of what is known as Greater Punta Cana. In reality, Punta Cana itself is a small resort town. And Bavaro is just like it, a small town bordering Punta Cana. And even the ultra-elite area of Cap Cana, located nearby, is all part of the Dominican Republic that people refer to as Greater Punta Cana. Bavaro has an excellent location and many advantages. The first advantage is its proximity to Punta Cana International Airport, about a half-hour drive. And today, after reconstruction, it is a very large airport that receives flights from all over the world. Planes land and take off here one after another throughout the entire day. Recently, after the signing of the Open Skies Agreement between the U.S. and the Dominican Republic, it became the home airport for the new Dominican airline Arajet, which entered the air travel market aggressively by purchasing a large number of planes and launching new flights to many cities in the U.S. and Canada, thereby significantly lowering airfares. I often fly here from Toronto, and on average, the cost of a round-trip ticket has now become about $400. In addition, there are 14 flights from Toronto to Punta Cana operated by various airlines every day, and the flight time is only 4 hours. So getting to Punta Cana is quick and inexpensive. The second advantage of Bavaro is that it is a very well-developed resort area. There are plenty of shops, restaurants, bars, supermarkets, medical centers, and offices for all kinds of services literally at every turn. There are several golf courses here, and there is public transportation. Uber works perfectly in the Dominican Republic, and many people who come here for an extended period manage just fine without a car. The third important point is that Bavaro stretches along the coastline, where there are endless beaches. Here, one beach flows into another. Only the names change. And this entire strip stretches for kilometers. You can walk along the beach here for hours. There are both highly developed sections of the beach with numerous restaurants, bars, and cafes where life is literally buzzing, as well as quieter areas, even up to wild, untouched spots. Regarding real estate, both the price and the daily rental rate here clearly depend on how far the property is from the beach and whether the residential complex has access to a private beach, the so-called beach clubs. Some people like to be at the center of a big party, while others prefer places away from the noisy streets where people stroll until late at night. And today we're going to talk specifically about the quietest and most prestigious area of Bavaro, which is also located very close to everything you need for an ultra-comfortable life. So the area is called Cocotal. This is not a new neighborhood. It's already thoroughly well established and fully inhabited. It's a gated, guarded area covering about 3 square kilometers, and access is strictly permitted only for property owners, their guests, and tenants. At this very moment, I'm here in Cocotal, right at the Casa Club. This is in the center of Cocotal. Right here, you will discover beautiful swimming pools, various restaurants, and much more. Cocotal is an 18-hole golf course around which villas, townhouses, and small 4-story boutique-style condo complexes have been built, each designed for 20 to 40 apartments. Every piece of real estate in Cocotal offers truly magnificent and breathtaking views of the golf course and palm groves. Cocotal has exceptionally high-quality public amenities. These include a large gym, tennis courts, other sports grounds, and several swimming pools. There is a bar, a restaurant, and of course, an excellent golf course. By the way, a full golf course membership is completely free of charge whenever you purchase any property. You will automatically receive it the moment you buy real estate here in this community. But that's not all. The fact of the matter is, the company that owns the Cocotal Golf Course also owns the luxurious 5-star Melia Hotel. This hotel is situated directly across the road from the course, bordering the Cocotal residence on one side and the beach on the other. Consequently, all property owners in Cocotal have unrestricted access to the Melia Hotel and can use all of the hotel's facilities. In other words, you practically live on the grounds of a 5-star hotel with your own golf course and beach and all the necessary infrastructure for daily life within walking distance. And if renters who lease property here could use the Melia Hotel, the daily rental rates would be astronomical. At the Melia itself, a standard hotel room costs $250 per night without all-inclusive, and accordingly, property prices in Cocotal would be much higher. But it's not that simple. Only property owners and their family members are allowed to use the hotel. For everyone else, a one-day pass to enter the Melia costs about 100 United States dollars. And Melia blocks off direct pedestrian access to the beach. And if you are not a property owner in Cocotal, in order to get to the beach, you'll have to travel all the way around the large hotel grounds either to the right or to the left, which is approximately 1.5 kilometers. That's why short-term rentals are less in demand here than in other places where there is more convenient access to the beach. And you can rent a 2-bedroom apartment here for $120 to $150 per night, which is quite inexpensive even compared to much less luxurious places. But accordingly, the purchase prices for such an elite location are also not high here. For example, you can buy a spacious 2-bedroom apartment in a super luxury complex with a breathtaking view of the golf course for $270,000. In the description of this video, there is a link to the Palm Golf project on our web portal, which is currently under construction in Cocotal, as well as to another project under construction in Cocotal where villas are for sale. The price for villas is around $550,000. Let me remind you, if you are using the portal for the first time, in order to see full information about our projects, you first need to register on the portal and create your own password. An unregistered user cannot see the availability of apartments and prices, and naturally all the terms of sale. So, I would put it this way. Cocotal is the perfect place for those who buy an apartment or villa here and plan to spend 5 or 6 months a year living here. You will live as if you are in a 5-star hotel. And for the remaining half of the year, the apartment will bring you about $2,000 a month. By the way, a number of property owners who no longer need their apartment here, specifically those who already own another one, choose to lease their units out for the long term. Long-term rent will also cost about $2,000 a month for a standard 2-bedroom apartment, and around $3,500 for a villa. The demand for long-term rentals here is very high, and some retirees who come here for the winter for 5 or 6 months often rent out their place for the remaining months on a long-term basis. So, you can choose to rent it out to others for half a year. In my personal opinion, for those who are buying with the specific intention of spending a lot of time here themselves, and for whom income from short-term rentals is not such an important reason, this is the absolute premier and most desirable location in all of Greater Punta Cana, unless you count Cap Cana. But in Cap Cana, you would have to pay at least double the amount of money for the exact same property. See you next time on the channel.